Hey there, I'm Katsumi, and this is a collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So, the energy I'm feeling speaks to the final execution of justice and the powerful balance of scales, or the balancing of scales. And right now, the word coming through is justice. I'm also hearing that the universal scales are balanced perfectly. Every past action is now receiving its perfect final outcome. Now let's find out what other messages are coming through. So, starting off, you're in some sort of mindset where communication and confidence is desired, or perhaps you're coming across as someone who is a good communicator. You're very confident in your actions. Your third eye chakra seems to be wide open at this time. Something to do with a revelation of some kind, okay? Something to do with partnerships as well. So it seems to be with the lovers and the two of cups. It seems to be like there's some sort of romance in the air. Okay, this might be like a love reading of some kind. Because we see the two of cups with love and the lovers here with partnerships. So in the past position or your starting point, the lovers comes across as in this energy as almost like some sort of union, okay, with that Gemini energy, some sort of alignment, some sort of choices being made. It feels as though, something to do with how someone is going across or about this like communication or confidence in this relationship, because the shift that kind of brought this about was the Six of Cups, okay? It feels as though while the relationship started off with kindness, innocence, and nostalgia of some kind emotionally, you're giving and receiving from one another. It kind of shifted into this present state of the Knight of Wands, something very fiery, something very like intense, very passionate. Okay, so it started off very well into something very intense. Okay, so it's just getting very fiery energy. So it kind of gives me like beginning of a relationship, and then the relationship finally like solidifies and it's very intense, very passionate. Okay. Two of Cups gives that energy of just kind of connecting, having mutuality in that partnership. um Love, opening up to love. Okay. um such an interesting feeling, because when I got the energy, I'm like, oh, maybe something is like, I don't know why, but it felt like, oh, you're gonna get justice, like you're gonna get your get back. But the energy that I feel as I'm doing this reading kind of almost feels like um some sort of unfair treatment was done to you in a past relationship, is what it sounds like. And so now that you're perhaps going into some sort of new relationship of some kind or opening up to one, it's kind of like, it's almost like you find justice in that, like the skills are being balanced for that. It's kind of what it feels like. Yeah. And so like the direct like I heard direct confidence, or the direct consequence of your confidence is what I'm hearing. Is it feels pretty interesting. Like there's still some illusions in that regard, where it's like you have this Three of Cups energy, where it's like you have community, you have support gathering with you with the Three of Cups, but there's some sort of illusions in like brewing with some sort of group. Maybe this is like some sort of loving group. It might be like a group you felt had love for you. Maybe that's what that is. I don't know. It's like a lot of tricky energy there. It could be ex environment, like love connection. It could be ex partnerships. It could be, yeah, it's very back and forth, where it almost gives that vibe of like there were some unseen things in the partnership that you weren't really quite aware of. It might just be friendship, like a group, some sort of gathering occurred that kind of put you in this mindset of like realizing there's just certain things unseen. Okay. Um. Oh wow, justice. Interesting. Justice backing up the Seven of Pentacles. So something to do with your investments into some sort of relationship. Okay. It feels as though with the justice, like you want balance in some sort of relationship. You want people to take accountability, and you're going to be communicating that. Is what it looks like. It's like you want people to own up to their mistakes, own up to what it is that they've done, is what I'm getting from that energies. Okay. And Four of Cups gives this vibe of like you're reflecting, you're withdrawing from these groups of individuals. Yeah, you're moving away, okay? It's like you know what they're about now, you know what they're up to. So you're kind of just withdrawing yourself with this Chariot energy, okay? So Four of Cups to Chariot, just a lot of moving forward, withdrawing energy there. Cancerian energy with the Chariot. It kind of gives this vibe of like, now that you know what's what, you can just move forward in peace is what I'm getting. It's almost like you're maintaining your inner strength, or it's tested your strength in some regard. But you're finding justice, because you're moving forward. Okay, you're moving into some sort of play, into some interesting. Something might be of significance as you're making this swift movement. Maybe it has something to do with people acting against you, acting towards you. It's almost as though like the universe doesn't want you to interfere with fate, like it's got your back is what I'm getting there. Yeah, someone's looking in on something that you're going through. Okay. King of Wands, Ace of Cups. It feels as though like your advice is to maintain your feelings, like have emotional birth into situations of love. Because if this is a love relationship that started off really well, got fiery, but then started having illusions that were transmuted in the energy, it feels as though now that you're reflecting, the universe just wants you to still open up to love, emotional birth, new feelings, despite the fact that things happened not so well in the past, okay? Because you will find justice, okay? King of Wands looking onto that Chariot, it's like the key is essentially to almost like look at things with like with boldness, I suppose, with a vision in mind. It's almost like a retrospective of like what could come. Okay, like this is only the beginning of your next journey, because you're looking at your movement forward. Okay, but maybe you've traversed forward to something. You're looking back, perhaps. Maybe you are reminiscing. Maybe you're still reflecting on that. Okay, but you're having confidence and like boldness about it, where it's like you know what it took for you to get to where you are now, or when you get to this moment in time. Okay, because you'll end up in the Nine of Pentacles, which is like you having self-worth, independence, luxury, and reward. So it's like you do find a sense of like you do begin to value yourself a lot more. Okay, value who it is that you are as a person in a relationship. But it feels like someone did you dirty in the past, okay? It put you in this like illusion mindset where you didn't quite see all the things at bay is what I heard, okay? Maybe it put you in some sort of like isolation phase, okay? Because there's delayed grief, resistance, and shutting down. So you might have found yourself kind of just like excluding yourself, isolating yourself from certain situations. I'm getting Five of Pentacle vibe from that. Where it's like you're just kind of holding your emotions in some sort of box, and when they're like letting go, then it's like, oh wow. They're kind of just revealing themselves. You know? Yeah. I almost get a feeling of like you went numb after this sort of like breakup. This sort of ending. It could even have been like a job situation too, you know? Where you had some sort of partnership with someone, you thought it was great, you maybe started off really passionate and fiery, and then ends up being really, I don't know, it's like it's almost like it's like a stalemate vibe, you know? Like you're just having lingering thoughts, burnout cycles, routine collapse. Maybe this is some sort of action that like these are the feelings that you were going through as you were kind of traversing through the this fiery. It almost feels like someone who's like really passionate towards something, but then it's like people realize that and they try to burn you out or try to take all of your good hearted like nature for granted. So it puts you in that burnout cycle, this like routine collapse of some kind, where it's like you're kind of just waking up and just like going through the same thing over and over again. Okay, something to do with me versus me and shadow work might be of significance. Okay, something to do with you competing with yourself at this point in time. Okay, it would be interesting if it's just like this entire spread would just be you fending off certain, like, karmic feelings of self. But it just feel like someone is like in the background, kind of putting you through some sort of unfair treatment of some kind, challenging you, testing your strengths, and so you've had to almost work on your shadow self. Okay, have that shadow work to become a nude. Okay, become a better person than yesterday. Kind of just accepting your imperfections and meeting your darker self. And yeah, you'll be going into some sort of new beginning, reinventing yourself, having new ventures. Um, you might even be having like a fake flex moment as well, or people will be doing that towards you. I think that's very interesting. Kind of showing off, borrowing, or maybe wanting to borrow things from you, deceptively bragging. Maybe you might feel like you can brag about something now that you've won. It's kind of like that vibe. What's even crazier? It kind of gives me like this vibe of like someone got their karma, but then like they're like flexing like I got this going on for me now. Like, but really it's like not really good. Like what they've got in the aftermath is like not also well compared to what you received. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting with this fake flex. It's almost like they're in denial after the justice has been served to them for mistreating you. Is what I'm getting. But yeah, you'll be able to reinvent yourself, find new ventures. People are going to be watching you shine. But those same people that are watching you shine, they're going to try to fake flex and try to show you that they were undefeated, or that give some sort of illusion that they are still better off regardless of the attempts to like have them reach some sort of justice, or like have justice placed upon them. It's interesting, like, yeah, it's like a very topsy-turvy, like, I get back and forth energy here where it's like, it almost feels like an ex that just wanted to just, I don't know, it's like they took you for a ride and then they kind of brought some illusions, manipulation, made you almost feel like less than a little bit, okay? And so you kind of like reflected on that and just like, it's like you moved away from some sort of relationship and like, you worked on yourself, and now they're trying to come back and flex on you, but they know that you were the best thing ever, and you are now just working on yourself. But it's like it's so interesting because it's like they almost want to be deceptive in the fact that they're not hurt, but they are, is what I'm hearing. But yeah, those are all the messages that I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If this reading resonated, consider showing your support by subscribing, liking the video, and leaving a comment down below. I truly appreciate it, and until next time, trust your path and let the universe work its magic.